All right, so we're going to be finding your metabolic rate, and this is one of the best tools that you can do. It does take a little bit of time and tracking and effort, but is the surefire way to know exactly where your metabolism at, so you don't mess it up in the long run, and you have the most efficient and effective way to actually lose the weight that you want. So, you guys have downloaded this guide. Awesome. So what we're going to do to find our metabolic rate is we need to, now that you guys know how to track, we're going to be tracking our food each and every day. And I'm not worried about the macros and how many protein, carbs, and fats and things like that. What I most want you guys to do is to be as accurate and as consistent as possible. And we're only really worrying about the total amount of calories that we're consuming. So tracking our food to get the total amount of calories is everything you drink, this is everything you eat, this is all the cooking sprays, this is all the additives, the creams, the sugars, things like that, that you are going to be tracking. And the second thing is to weigh yourself each and every day, and I highly recommend you weigh yourself at the same time, preferably in the morning after you've gone to the bathroom and with minimal clothes. So what you're going to do is you're going to track each and every day and track your calories each and every day. After you've gotten at least a week minimum, 2 weeks is preferred and is going to be the best. You're going to take all 14 of those weigh-ins and you're going to add them together. So you'd add 237, 236 in this example, 233 all the way down, and you get some big number in the, 2,000-3,000s mark. What you're going to do after you get that number is you're going to divide by 14 or however many days you actually tracked. So if you only did 7 days, you'd only add the 7 days and then divide by the 7 days. And that is going to give you your average weight gain or average weight. And then from there, we're going to find out what our average weight gain or weight loss is. The reason why I want you to track every day and to do preferably 14 is because there are fluctuations throughout the weeks and throughout the days that you wouldn't quite get the same picture and same representation as if we just say did 237 here, and then maybe you picked yourself up and you chose a day that was, say a 234, right? That would only look like a 3-pound loss if it was that. But if we tracked each and every day, you can see that you drop down to 233, and it just gives us a more accurate representation of how much weight you actually lost versus the big variables that can go on depending upon the day and depending on how stress and water levels and things like that. So make sure you weigh every day and track every day. Now, what we're going to do to find either your average weight gain or loss, and in this example, weight loss, you're going to then take your initial weight and subtract it by your average weight loss or gain. So, in this example, the starting point was 237.5. The average weight at the end of the week was 234, which is going to be a net loss of 4.5 pounds. Now, we know through research and things like that 1 pound of fat is approximately 3,500 calories. And I say approximately because it's not quite that for each and every person, but for this example, this is going to be as close as we can possibly get. So we know that we were in a 15,750 caloric deficit over the 14-day period, because we take 4.5 and we times it by 3,500, and that gives us this 15,000 number here. What we'll do then is we will then divide that by the total amount of days. So if you did 7 days, it's 7 days. If you did 10, it's 10. If you did 14, it's 14. And this example was 14. So 15,750 divided by 14 equals 1,125 calories. That means that our athlete was in a 1,125 calorie deficit per day. And since we know that there is an average, our 14-day average caloric intake, which in this example, it was 2,200 over the course. If we weighed out everything, we would have done that math beforehand. then we would know that our TDEE, which is total daily energy expenditure, but there's more than that. I dive way deep onto this stuff inside our actual program. This is actually our macro setting book. This is just a portion of it that I want you guys to see because it's really effective and really helpful. That our TDEE would be 2,200. Say if you set your calories at 2,200, right? Plus 125 or 1,125 equals 3,325. So 3,325 calories are the total calories that would have been burned a day on average in order to get us that 4.5 pound weight loss over the 14-day period. So that's why it's important to track your weight every day and also to track your calories each and every day, because we need to find the average calorie consumption, which is right here. We just do the same thing that we did for the weight. Now, say hypothetically you did not lose the weight, right? Say you actually gained a pound of fat. This would mean on average that you're consuming about 500 calories more than your maintenance. So we would do 7 days or a week times 500, which would give us that 3,500, which would give us that pound. So if you only gain, say, 0.2 pounds, you would simply multiply 3,500 because 3,500 equals the 1 pound of fat times 0.2, which would give us 700 calories, meaning that in the example, you would be above your weekly surplus 700 calories, which would be in a 7-day period would be about 100 calories over than what you would need. So again, just to recap, I know this may seem a little confusing, a little bit, got to use your brain and some math, but you will never have to wonder where exactly your metabolic rate is. And once we find out where your metabolic rate is, then we can tune in, tap it back in with the types of exercises and workouts we're doing, pairing the foods, getting the timing right. If we need to rebuild the metabolism, we can do some refeeds and some things like that so we can optimize that metabolic rate so you can get your body working for you instead of against you. So super important. This is one of the biggest things that helped me get exactly and dial it in. It's just a matter of effort and if you're willing to put it in. And if you're not, then unfortunately this probably isn't that important to you. And that's just gotta say it. I don't want to, be a lie and say everything is easy, everything happens, like some magic unicorn, magic pill, whatever. To really find out and to really heal your body and to figure out where this stuff is, you need to dial it in, and you're gonna have to do some things you probably don't want to do, which in this case is taking 5 to 10 minutes a night and track your food and weigh in every single day. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.